A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark, chapter 10, verses 35 to 45. Passage taken from the Message version of the Bible. James and John, Zebedee's sons, came up to him. "Teacher, we have something we want you to do for us." "What is it?" "I will see what I can do." "Arrange it," they said, "so that we will be awarded the highest places of honor in your glory. One of us at your right, the other at your left." Jesus said, "You have no idea what you are asking. Are you capable of drinking the cup I drink? Of being baptized in the baptism I am about to be plunged into?" "Sure," they said. "Why not?" Jesus said, "Come to think of it, you will drink the cup I drink and be baptized in my baptism. But as to awarding places of honor, that's not my business. There are other arrangements for that." When the other 10 heard of this conversation, they lost their tempers with James and John. Jesus got them together to settle things down. "You have observed how godless rulers throw their weight around," he said. "And when people get a little power, how quickly it goes to their heads. It's not going to be that way with you. Whoever wants to be great must become a servant. Whoever wants to be first among you must be your slave. That's what the Son of Man has done. He came to serve, not to be served, and then to give away his life in exchange for many who are held hostage." The Gospel of the Lord. Reflections on the Gospel according to St. Mark, chapter 10, verses 35 to 45. Desires for power, positions, wealth, and glory are part of man's life. How far does one nurture these desires would decide how far does he or she moves away from the kingdom of God. The Gospel presents a dispute among the 12 apostles. It turns out to be an issue of a family. 2 brothers conspire against the rest of the group. James and John are in their moment of selfish interest, present their petition for the best offices in the kingdom that Jesus would establish soon. Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem, and he even spoke about his impending death 3 times. While talking to them about the torture and his death, Jesus also told them, "But on the 3rd day he will rise." Perhaps that was the only part that got registered into their head and lost everything else that he spoke about his suffering and death. They believed that their miracle-working master would rise and soon establish his kingdom. Their dreams for glory do not stop even in the face of death. The lust for power and aspirations to occupy places of honor are so deeply rooted in human beings. On their way to Jerusalem, the disciples' attention moves to the Roman palaces and the glory that the world offers. If Jesus would establish his kingdom and begins his rule from Jerusalem, then the glory of the ruling class could soon belong to them. Jesus stops them and invites them to participate in his chalice and baptism. Chalice referred to a well-known custom in Israel. The father, or the one who occupied the first place at the table, would offer a drink from his cup to the person of his choice as a gesture of esteem and affection. Jesus offers his chalice to the disciples, meaning he holds them as his beloved ones. The image of baptism indicates the passage through the waters of death. The sufferings and afflictions are often compared in the Bible to the immersion in a deep waters. The only path available for a disciple of Jesus is the passage through the baptism of service and self-sacrifice. The desires for power, position, and glory are not the benchmark of the disciple, but only the Gentiles search and crave for them. If this is any yardstick to identify a disciple of Jesus, we Christians may have to do a lot of soul searching to find out if I am truly a disciple or a pagan. Jesus goes a step further to clarify this standard by citing his own life example. The Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve.